Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a Cloudy Sheep and we are playing Rule the Waves as the US in war with Russia. The last couple of turns haven't been too great for us. We lost quite a couple of light ships. I think we can see that here. So three of our latest destroyers actually, one of our light cruisers that we designed at some point. So that's a bit of a pity. Russia, on the other hand, has lost heavily as well, more in the light cruiser department. So things aren't going too bad in terms of the war, but I think that was I'm pretty disappointed by that result. So, and our hope for invasion of Cuba has also not triggered yet. So I'm gonna do one thing here. We do have four dreadnought battleships that are the important measure that I'm going to go with here. Russia has three battle cruisers or battleships, although their battle cruisers are a bit worse, I think, in a straight-on fight. So I'm going to take our two California class dreadnoughts here, which currently do have central firing, and upgrade them to the latest design, which does include a director central firing, so that's a very important change actually. So we are going to rebuild these ships to the latest design. That is going to take 4 months and cost us quite a bit, but I do think it's very worth it. Yes, thank you. In the meantime, we only have one battle cruiser now, and that is much less than I would hope so for, but as you can see down here, Russia also only has one battle cruiser, a battleship rather, in the Caribbean, and I do think that our Nevada class battleship with 8 14-inch guns is superior to their single battleship, the Tsarevich, which has 4 10 13-inch guns, but it can only ever use 8 of them at the same time. So we in fact would have the same number of guns, but with a higher caliber, and they have 8.5-inch belt armor, whereas we have 9 inches. So yeah, I think we would be slightly superior in engagement down there. So yeah, I think that is fine. Once that is finished, we will go on and take the fight to the enemy. In 3 to 4 months we should be ready. And if we haven't triggered an invasion of Cuba until then, we will be going to waltz the enemy and engage them in their home region. That being said, we are of course building a couple of destroyers over here. We have some funding left, but it's not significant enough to get any fancy ideas about building new ships. So I'm not going to do that, just take a turn. Yeah, a research agreement really was not such a great idea. Submarine sunk, raiders, enemy coastal raid. With a medium-sized battle and the potential for our battleships to be involved, they decline battle. They are intercepting one of our light cruisers. Let's see what's going on. I think that's a Des Moines class as well. From our side, yes. And what do they have? Of course we don't know yet. We certainly want to go to max speed. Go towards that direction. It's a battleship apparently, but it's night anyway, so I'm not gonna fret about this. In fact, I'm going to turn around here and go to ultra speed and make sure we get away. It's basically not worth taking that fight, I think. At worst we lose, at best we don't really win anything. It's just a light cruiser. That's just dock in Algeria, which we took over in a war with France. So that's fine. They in fact had a heavy cruiser, so it was a good decision to leave. Fine, no points. Okay, everything's fine. We still lead them in points. Oh, I never had that event. That's very interesting. So 50 million has been collected by popular subscription to finance a new battleship. If you do not build your battleship, you may become a focus of some displeasure. We certainly don't want to do that. In fact, we certainly want to make use of these 50 million funds. Yes, the technology sharing agreement. Okay, at least we have some. Ooh, 15 guns. Okay, let's accept this battle. They have 2 battle cruisers. We only have battleships, but pre-dreadnought battleships are bad. And more of this. So this is pretty much the exact setup that we had last time, with us having a couple of destroyers and they having whatever during a day engagement, early morning in fact, or morning I should say. Having more than one ship now. What's that? 3 ships? Destroyers? You sir, can you please be a core part of the 2nd destroyer division? Can you increase your squadron to max speed, and can we try to identify them? Okay, so it's a destroyer versus destroyer battle. That's much more interesting. They have 3 4-inch guns. We have 4 3-inch guns. But we have many more destroyers, so yeah, they are cheating us now. I don't think we can control you guys now. Okay, that's still fine. Because we will be in fact trying to build a battle line here so that we can exchange fire. Wind is coming from somewhat stupid direction, but I can't really change that. I think we need to start opening. Let's turn around and get parallel. Good hit on them on the Grozny. Grozny? I don't know. Right then. They are somewhat losing information. You know, if you're being stupid about this, then just please go ahead and do something like this. Reed being hit. You sir, can you go, what's that direction? Can you go to this direction? Can you go to that direction? Okay, who's what now? You are just the steward. You have 34% damage. You are weird. Why would you take a read on the weird combination? Anyway, let's just make sure everyone gets in there as fast as possible. It's a cluster screw up anyway at this point. So Grozny trading hits. Lamson is probably in trouble. No, not that much. Come on, Lamson is in trouble. I know it. On them. Lamson, can you turn around or something? You turn around. At least be slower. So you're shaking them all. What about the Reed? Reed is suffering quite a bit of damage. Lamson, I think you are very heavily damaged. Can we check that? Yeah, Lamson is considerably damaged, and we in fact reduce speed to 0 here so that the damage control might be somewhat easier. And let's hope that will be sufficient. How about them? Light damage, medium damage, heavy damage. at least now we have more stable battle line over here. And I think that's also because these guys are... How fast are all of you? 25 knots. Was a steward fast, so our latest ship really. They aren't as good as Flossner? Yeah, it's one of ours. I'm worried about not realizing another enemy comes in. Okay. How's the raid doing then? It's doing okay. How's the steward doing? Can do. Could you actually go and attach to the destroyer division number 2 as a core part, the AI control. You on the other hand go towards that direction at a very mediocre speed, and you can go a bit more towards the enemy. So maybe your AI control. Well, this is our main squadron. This guy up there is probably the strongest enemy. Do I have control of you guys back? Can I pretty please have that? Yes. Thank you. Spot max, go towards that direction. And let's speed things up. Normal again? Just go fast. I think you are catching up on that guy. So we traded a couple of ships, I think that's fine. Our light ships. They were more geared towards maybe a different setup, and we are seeing them being well, not outclassed, but not working on the comfortable margin that I would like to see. You go this way then. Victory for us, 1 ship sunk, 1 heavy damage, 1 medium damage, 1 light damage, a couple of undamaged, but 3 destroyers on their side sunk. We get a bonus, they fail their mission, so yeah, that's okay. In fact, a very good result, and we're netting some points. Great Britain also rebuilding its battleships. Interesting. I think that's because they are discovering the director control. So things in Northeast Asia aren't looking great. The San Diego does cause some issues because we don't have the number of bases to support things. So we will move you to the west coast before anything breaks down. I do hope that the Cincinnati will continue on a bit longer because it is long-range reliable engine. So that should be fine. Our construction of the battleships, or reconstruction I should say, is going on fine, so that's good. There we go. Delaware. Okay, not that nice. Okay, gradual improvement. So gradual improvement means you don't need to do a refit, but that's fine. Here we go, battleship engagement. Battle size large. They apparently do have 2 battle cruisers. Good, good. Yeah, sure, let's accept that. And so it's rainy. We have light cruisers. They do have whatever. We should be in range already. So we will increase speed, we go to there, and these are in fact Tacoma classes. So actually our latest ship class. That's very lovely. So we'll try to see how they work. They have a bit of a different gun layout, which I think does allow us to place more fire on the enemy, so that I hope will be useful. And they're also much faster. And these guys apparently... They are. 14 6-inch guns and 5 belt armor. Yeah, we can't outgun that. We will run. And we will in fact run to Miami at max speed. Oh my god, and they have so many more ships. Looks like Tacoma has... Can you do smoke? Smoke, please. Delaying smoke should, in theory... but we are getting ground here, so that's good to see. And we'll definitely dock in Miami. Yeah, I think that was a very good decision. Damage 18%, they're just the first couple of shots. Can you dock? Come on, I should be prompted to dock. Was that not the case? Do cruise speed, just for damage control purposes. Yes, we'd like to do that. Go ahead then, ultra fast. We don't have any ship to control, the game should just end at this point if you. But it doesn't. It's insisting that we play it out. What's that? Oh, it's a battle division. Yeah, heavy cruisers. We did have a battleship somewhere, but it wasn't under our control. Marginal victory for the Russians. Just a couple of points. Not that drastic. Okay, Delaware is in the yard, it's fine. So how is everything looking up here? All of these guys are in the Caribbean. It's interesting. I didn't think we could refit them in the Caribbean. I guess that's fine. One more turn till our other ships finish up here. That will free up some funding. I should think about the battleship. Because we did get the funding for one, and we'd like to see how that works. So let's open up this design and see whether we should, would, or want to improve anything on this. So this is our latest battleship design, Nevada class. Long range, reliable, pretty standard speed, good 14-inch guns, torpedo defenses. There's not much I'd necessarily like to change about that. We could go up 1 caliber on the guns, but let's see how much point there is. So 20,000 yard range with nearly 11-inch armor penetration at that range, and on this point we go to, it's slightly better, but I think 15 caliber guns are a bit too much, honestly. So I don't think that's very worthwhile. We do in fact have much bigger docks, so we might as well increase the size to whatever we can afford. I'd suggest a new name: Oklahoma, Wyoming, Oklahoma. Right, so that would leave us at a lot of remaining weight, which we could place in some fashion. I do think that it would make sense to armor our secondaries in effect, and maybe get them into a different layout. So look at the graphic please. 16, that's 8 per side. I think we might do 20. So a lot of secondary guns on each side. Or not. Of course that would debuff things. Is it also true for... Yes, it's not true for single gun turrets. Oh, that does look a bit awkward though. How's that? Still 16. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Also, in fact, it didn't even render all of them. Anyway, torpedo defenses should of course be increased to whatever we can afford. That would be legal and alright design. Would it be worthwhile though? Compared to the Nevada class. Would carry the same main armament, it would carry the same amount of secondary guns in this configuration. Although turreted instead of in a different configuration, it would be armored, that's good. And we'd have a lot of weight remaining. I don't think it makes sense to increase the speed. We only have 4 battleships right now, so let's look at the almanac and see whether Great Britain has any faster battleship. They do in fact not. Only the battle cruisers are faster. German battleship is slightly faster. Japanese battleship is 50 knots. No, I don't think it's worthwhile to increase the speed. Although, is it only 200 tons for one more knot? I think so. Yeah, maybe let's go to 23. I don't think that's bad. We lost all the turrets. So forward, superimposed, aft superimposed, and in fact do double turrets. We could think about triple turrets, but theoretically that would be a legal design, but I think they are not that capable anymore. So why does it always do that? So I don't think that's a good idea. We'll have to wait for improved versions of that. So the question becomes, what do we want to do with our remaining 2,000 tons over here? We could increase, get maybe one more gun turret, maybe stick it in the middle, and so we have a broadside. I do, however, think that if we look at this gun data over here, even at maximum range, 14-inch guns, which to the best of our knowledge our enemies are not using, they are using 13-inch guns. And 12-inch guns, I believe, still be able to penetrate all of our armor. Just the belt armor would really go through, even the turrets, even the conning tower, that would be relatively easy to penetrate, even at very extended ranges. And even the plunging fire, so the top fire, so the 3 inches top armor or deck armor, they would just go through that. So I think it's very prudent if we were to increase our belt armor or all of our armor in fact. So with this in mind, I think we want to, at maximum range, at the very least, make sure our turrets and conning tower are fine. So let's start out with that. Let's make it in fact 14 inches on the conning tower. Let's make it 12.5 and 4 on the guns. Let's get this up to 11 and 5 on the extended deck. Let's get 3 on the deck and Okay, that's more than we can swallow already. So deck armor really becomes an issue because it's so heavy. Maybe 2.5. It would just be okay, I feel. Only just. The men and weight isn't great, so I think we actually we can. So this is 100 million. It's 100 million for this ship. If we were to go to oil-fired, yeah, it would increase by 2%, but we would save some weight, so that's definitely what we want to do. Let's update everything here, so it does look okay. In fact, I think we can dial down here slightly, and maybe, no, we probably would not be able to, no, definitely not. Yeah, that looks better. That doesn't leave a lot of wiggle room for an increase in the director or anything, or in the fire control rather, but stick to 21. Let's stick to 21. Let's instead increase the number of secondary guns slightly, and do have some room remaining for the director. Good torpedo defenses, much better overall defenses, still the same speed, much bigger of course, same quality of guns as on the Nevada class, so it's not addressed. Oh damn you! Of course I want long range, and of course I want reliable engine. Why are you always resetting that? Bloody hell! I'm very sorry, but it's always such a pain to plan with that and then have it reset at some point for whatever reason. And why are you a customer? You are supposed to be... Oh, so customers are much more... okay, so we do have to save some weight over here. What can we do? And of course that means we do have to reduce the armor after all. And let's go back to 12.5, 3.5. No, I think it was actually not that much of a difference. Conning tower 13 maybe. Extend deck. This is a big change. Okay. Yeah, nevertheless, the overall story stays the same. Same armament all in all. Same speed, much bigger displacement, and that is being put into armor defenses and torpedo defenses over there. So, yeah, I think that's fine. Oklahoma, and do we get North Carolina? No, I don't want it. Yeah, Oregon. No, I don't want it. M and no, let's take Oklahoma. Save the design. Yes, we in fact want to build the Oklahoma. It's going to come at a cost, but we do have some buffer in funds, and of course half of this was effectively financed by the public. Right then, there we go. The Oklahoma being under design there, and next month, in fact, some funding will get freed up from the rebuilds of the California and Colorado. I do think we have time to take the turn over here. Yes, baffled by ladder shot, shooting rather. Convoy defense at Puerto Rico, medium size. Don't just give me destroyers. Don't just give me destroyers. Well, at least we get light cruisers. So there's an unidentified ship. It's a bit big. Let's take 5 minutes over here, but it's running away. Interesting. We don't have any battleship division overall. It's afternoon, so we might in fact see nightfall very soon, especially as it's running away. But these are our new light cruisers, so they are rather fast. But this is a heavy cruiser. Yeah, again, 14 6-inch guns, that's not something that we can match on our light cruisers, so in fact we will turn them on. Let's see what they do. Can go fast, I guess. They are closing in on our merchants. We have a couple of destroyers down there. So what do we want to do? They close in with our merchants, they are busy with our merchants, we attack. I think that risks us losing our ships. I gotta give it to them. Their design is a nice ship. What's our torpedo and main gun range? What's our firing angle? Let's stick to no, of course the Tacoma is a Tacoma class. I think our only real hope is in torpedoing them, and of course we've learned that torpedoes are somewhat unreliable. Yeah, so here you go. You see, the merchants are saying, oh, there's one cruiser, it must be 4 heavy cruisers. Anyway, let's go down to 90 knots because I believe that is the speed at which you can launch. You're firing on Oakland, yeah. Figured as much. You're also hitting Oakland, which is not nice. Oakland back repeatedly. Jesus, look at that. But I do like our gun layout. It does mean we are placing a lot of fire on them at least. Even though even near misses when they probably cause some damage, so let's turn around. Is it smoking? Let's be 15 knots. Oh, night. Is night a good thing? They do have 2 torpedo tubes. We have 2 torpedo tubes. There's some on them in the twilight, which is good to see. As I say that, they hit us. At least they seem to be switching fire towards the Tacoma. Oh, Auckland is on fire? It's on fire. That does mean that we should be going much slower, so that we don't fan the fire in the... I want to retain some ability to change course, but floating and on fire. What did cause the fire? Oh yeah, superstructure hit it 15 minutes ago. Yeah, but at least it's night, so you hopefully will dial down to 0 on that and see whether you're receiving more. By reduced by damage control, that's good. So with one more spread of the fire, but one more damage control, so let's keep it running over here. Oh, it's not on fire anymore, so good. Fire extinguish. Nice, nice. Good stuff. Good damage control, really. And let's travel back to San Juan at very minimal speed. We lost a merchant, but you know, given the circumstances, I feel pretty good about that. Right, let's see that we can't dock. I'm not going to increase the speed of these guys by a lot because there's no point in that. We will be able to make it just San Juan, I think, at this speed, but I'm not willing to risk it any further. In fact, the scenario isn't going to even last that long. We received a bonus. They failed in their damage, but we received more damage, especially on the auxiliary here in the sunk. Yeah, one cruiser light damage. I guess that's fair. Even though, yeah, so not much of a change. Excellent. So here we go. Running quite a bit of a deficit, but all of our dreadnoughts now have good fire control, and I feel very good about that. And that does mean that we will be taking the fight away from this small ship action towards our big guns trying to disable their stuff. Let's briefly check whether they have any new ships. I don't think they do. Right, so here we go. That seems good to me. How many heavy cruisers do they actually have? 10. Yeah, that's... I think this is the issue here. They have so many more heavy cruisers. Anyway, I thank you guys for watching. That's been a good episode, I think, and we will be able to take the war into the Dreadnought area, really, next time. Bye-bye.